Good morning, St. Andrews. My name is Dana Leota, and it is so great to kick off this new year with you. I got to spend some time this last weekend rock climbing with my new husband, which is where I took this picture that is my background. Here's our fun COVID pup who's now about a year old. And to my right here is a phrase that is very popular in the climbing community. It says full send. Someone decided to spray paint that right on the rock that we were climbing on. And I was thinking today about this transition into 2021. It's a new year that we have ahead of us. And transitioning into a new year means that we're transitioning out of an old year. And this last year of 2020 faced many different challenges for each of us as a community, as individuals, and so many levels as a society. We encountered a lot of setbacks from this last year. And I'm looking into my plans for 2021, wondering how my life will begin to recover from last year and how our community will begin to recover from last year, almost to the point of wanting to make excuses. I want to set resolutions, but I want to make excuses too in case, they don't work out because we had such a hard year last year that still is dragging on me as I step into this new year. And I think about the way that Jesus walked among people and what he taught. And I'm studying right now the Sermon on the Mount in one of my classes, and what is so vital to learn about the Sermon on the Mount is that Jesus doesn't actually give us high ideals or ambiguous values to cling to as we establish our own morality as Christians. Jesus gives us concrete practices. Often the pattern that he gives in the Sermon on the Mount, in the constant charges that he gives us, are actual achievable practices. And what he's saying in that is that he knows that as humans, small practices transform our lives. So I want to take us through Matthew 5, verses 21 through 26. And you can go ahead and look this passage up. I'm just going to paraphrase for the time that I have right here. Essentially, what Jesus said is, "You have heard that the law says, 'Do not kill.' But I say it's just as bad to harbor patterns of anger." It's essentially what he's saying. "So, before you go to the altar, if you see your opponent, stop, make amends, and then continue on." What he's saying is, stop, take the opportunity that you have in front of you, and go and reconcile with that person. Don't make excuses for not reconciling. Don't let something drag on and weigh on you. Take the opportunity that you have to step into it and to reconcile. This is just one example of a really small practice that Jesus gives us that reminds us that we can step into what's right in front of us. And we can reconcile the baggage and the weight that last year is putting on our transition into this next year. But what's most important is that we fully step into what's in front of us. And that's why this phrase cracked me up when I saw it this weekend, because I think that just sums it up so well. This full send into this next year. Yes, last year was difficult, and it will take a lot of healing and a lot of growth. And Christ will do that work, but what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to be fully present in what's in front of us and take advantage of those opportunities. So my question for you today is, what opportunities is Christ giving you to fully step into this year, to do a full send into 2021? And also, what might be the concrete practices that we hear Christ give us as we read the Bible, discern his spirit as we go about our days? How is he speaking to us through concrete practices rather than high, lofty ideals or resolutions that just might not be setting us up for success and growth. So I pray today that you experience the grace of these small, concrete practices that we're given and the courage to fully step into them in this new year.